I disagree with
Yeah, I don't like that comment either. I didn't like.
I disagree with Boston Lloyd because. It's just like the classic division versus men's physique, or it's just you have some of these guys have incredible genetics, but no matter what, they're not going to have legs that are going to be able to compete in another division.
The right women will end up winning. It's just going to take time to cycle through them, just like physique was shitty when it first started. Remember physique, how bad it was? It looked like Abercrombie, like shitty models.
But that was the standard at that time.
Yeah, but they didn't have
of course, but since wellness has been around already,
right?
We have a standard. We know what a wellness competitor is supposed to do.
Plus, let's be honest, that division is going to be won by Colombians, Brazilians, Dominicans,
not Americans.
No. So right now the shows suck in America. Whatever's here is here, but a lot of them are going to be coming in to compete. And once that happens, it's game over. Like
we're going to see some really crazy, like genetically gifted physiques where you're like, how can she pack so much muscle in their legs and still have an ass on top of that and be so low in body fat?
It's actually mind blowing what that chick looks like. That's crazy.
Have you seen?
Does she have a big Instagram too, or no?
Yeah, she does.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have a waist trimmer on her?
Oh, of course. She's in the intro video.
Oh, is that her?
That's her. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who that was.
Yeah, she's in the intro video.
Fuck.
You know who's what's this guy's name? That he's an IFBB pro. He's a 212 guy. He placed top four last year. He's one of Andrew's clients.
Dwayne?
And no, he has a wife.
White.
He's a white guy. He has a wife that does wellness, and she's insane looking too. And she's competing this weekend.
I don't know. I'm kind of stumped right now.
Yeah. She competed this weekend. John Jewett.
Oh, John Jewett's wife is fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's really jacked.
And like she's perfect for wellness too. Like
she's thick. And everything. She's very thick in a good way, not in a bad way. But she's like when you told me about her, I was thinking of her like someone that looked like her in my mind. But she's petite, jacked. This girl, like it's crazy.
They told what was strange is that they told Jewett's wife that she was too hard in her last show, which doesn't make sense because then I see the girls that win in like Brazil and stuff.
They're hard.
They're hard and dry.
Yeah, they look like I don't want to say bodybuilder, but they're dry.
Like you can see the glute go into like the hamstring. Like it's not striated or anything, but you could see the muscle. I like the division.
I think they don't know what the fuck they want yet. Like they haven't. The judges aren't on the same page yet. They need time.
Between that and I also think they just have to judge what's there. Because that was the situation.
I think once the girls come here from the other countries, they're gonna have a better grade of people to choose from, like you said, and a higher standard. Right now, we don't have that high standard. No, we don't have the option to, you know. But I think like they're gonna. I think that's gonna be like the new bikini.
I
I don't
like it
know.
better. I like it because I like muscle.
The bikini girls are so drawn. I don't
Yeah,
like
they're sticks.
like they're emaciated. Like they
Uh-huh.
were going in a good direction for a little while, and then it got weird again. And now, like when I look at them now, when they're dieted down, dude, I'm like Ashley Caldwell. She
Uh,
has probably one of the most feminine, like probably like almost perfect uh, ideal physique for a woman. She doesn't have big tits, like just natural boobs, like great ass, great legs, great stomach. She's in shape all year. That chick,
mhm.
she never gets out of shape.
Nope.
But when she preps, dude, she doesn't look like
Okay.
she still looks great. But I'm like, I just want you to show up what you look like normal. Like,
When I see these girls in the elevator when I'm at a show,
oh, bro, they're like,
they look like cadavers.
yes, it's like a
They look
they're
like cadavers.
Skeletor. When the light hits them, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
they're like,
Like they're wearing clothes that is doesn't it's not supposed to make it like these clothes are not supposed to look too baggy on
well,
you,
they're
but it
wearing
looks like
like,
they're wearing like a I don't know, like a potato sack on there.
yeah,
Like
it
it's
looks like
true.
a sheet with a hole.
It's true. They just cut a hole and they wear it.
Yeah, it's so weird, bro. Like, I'm like, you're amazing. Like, your arms are like 3 inches. Like it's scary small.
So
I don't,
I look at girls like my friend over here and Boston's comment, and that's not you just look at that picture, you're like, how can you tell me that this girl didn't diet
she's
hard,
looking at the wrong
it
show.
doesn't have muscle? Like if you're gonna go to a local show and see the wellness competitors there, it's gonna be crap.
Yeah,
But that's every division. You're gonna get bodybuilders in those shows that don't even have abs.
I mean, you can say that about almost any division if
Any
you want.
division,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can rip it just, and that division just started. Like
Mhm.
every division has to go through that. I mean, I'm sorry. That's I got something to ask you though.
Yeah.
I don't know how old it is, and I'm not ripping Jay Cutler. So just to preface this, I love Jay Cutler. He's my friend. Okay, we know each other. But he made a video for Generation Iron, and of course they do the little "I'm gonna turn it around on you,
Uh-huh.
make you look like a bad guy because they did that to me" type of shit. So they put a video out today. I'm not sure when it's from. It looks older though because he doesn't look the same. He looks big, but maybe it's new. I don't know, but it doesn't say. So that says Jay Cutler doesn't like classic physique or doesn't get excited for classic. He like supposedly ripped classic physique. So I watch it, and he basically says that. Now this is what he said. This is
Mhm.
facts. He said that more people like to watch lions fight more than mices.
Mhm.
He's like, no one's gonna go watch two mice fight, but people will watch two lions fight. So I was
Mhm.
like, that was a little harsh, but I
But
get
I
it.
understand what I interpret from that is the big shows like the Olympia. We go to see the freaks.
Yes. So he's like, he'd rather see two beasts.
we're not gonna pay $300 for a ticket to go watch classic physique because
Yeah,
I'm not.
he said like, the big muscles pop and we hit most musculars. It gets everyone excited. Everyone likes to see the freaky circus show muscle, like the big guys. He's like classic. He's like everyone poses the same. No one hits any like, there's not muscles popping. The dense muscles not there. They have weight caps, and everyone poses the same. So he's like, bodybuilders, they come out and there's muscles popping, veins popping, there's dense muscle. It doesn't look real almost. He's like, why is everyone's eyes go to Big Ramy? He's like, because it's freaky and you don't think a human body could get that big ever, but it does. Same with Ronnie Coleman. He's like, so that's what draws everyone's attention. He's like, I don't think classic's ever going to be what everyone thinks it's going to be, quote unquote. Everyone claims classic's going to be like the new bodybuilding. He's like, I just don't ever think that's going to happen because,
Classic is not going to be the new bodybuilding, but Jay Cutler is also a businessman, so he knows that most of his entrance fees when it comes to males are going to be in that classic physique division.
right. He's like, listen, I'm a show promoter. He's like, I watch every show, front to back. He's like, yes, there's a ton of people doing classic, but it's never going to be the draw of the
It
show.
won't. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. And
I agree with that.
there was like so many nasty comments on it. And I'm like, why the fuck do people get
No,
so bent out of
it's true
shape?
though.
Yeah, it's true. I'm like, it is what it is. It's just another division. And bodybuilding has been bodybuilding for a long time.
Mhm.
No division is going to come in and just overtake bodybuilding. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
It's not, and it's not going to sell those big tickets either.
No, people want to see something they don't see every day. It's what it is.
Because you can still go to, if you go to let's say a local show or something, or even a regional show or whatever, you might get a couple really sick classic guys that should probably be pros,
right?
Competing,
right.
But you'll never get somebody that's in the bodybuilding like, oh, he should be in the Olympia.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
He said the biggest thing is the dense muscle tissue front to back, which I agree with.
I agree.
It's not. He's like, and he also said this too is a good thing because a lot of people talk about waist sizes. He's like, there's so many pro bodybuilders that talk about having a small waist, but he's like, this is actually a really good topic to talk about. He's like, if you actually physically tape their waist, he's like, it's not going to be as small as you think it is. He's like, it's just small compared to their shoulder to waist ratio because their shoulders are so fucking big. But he's like, listen, he's like, there's no secret to why people's stomachs grow and abs grow and abdominals grow, obliques grow. He's like, it's just literally from weathering all the weight that we lift, all the twisting, the turning, the picking up, putting down the weights, and obviously the food we eat and just evolution, human evolution. Your muscles grow and your abs grow. Everything grows. It's not just your arms and shoulders and legs that grow. You push everything to grow, everything grows eventually. And as you get older, you notice that your waist gets bigger. It's just part of it's part of being a human. He's like, but remember this. He's like, when we used to watch pros back in the day, they were only in their 20s. So Lee Haney retired at 30. So you never saw him at 40, 35 competing when his waist is finally starting to. Yeah, so they didn't have time to get to that point. Now we have Dexter 50, Sean Roden 40 something, Phil Heath 40. Like everyone's older now, so you're seeing them at a different stage in their life. So that's a big, reason why you're seeing bigger waists.
Why do you think that these guys from back in the day were so young and so advanced? Or is it just for that era it was advanced, and if it was now, put into what we see bodybuilding, they wouldn't be technically that advanced?
It's a tough one to
quantify.
Yeah, it's someone that I say, hey, put a finger on it. This is exactly why. But I think there's two things that are important to point out. Back then, the super subs were strong, effective, and guys didn't know what to take. So we really don't know what they were taking. We don't know if they were doing 2,000, 3,000, which I don't think they were. But drugs were also, the quality was much different, number one, I think is a very important thing. Number two, I think those guys were so hardcore that we can't even realize, we don't even recognize.
Training-wise.
Yeah, they were hardcore, like to the bone. Like, and that's all they did. Like they weren't, they had bills. Like the pressure wasn't there like it is now. Like they didn't have like the crazy jobs that we have now. You see most of those guys' lifestyles back then. It was pretty laid back.
Pretty laid back.
And they were 24/7 bodybuilding, those guys. Like they lifted and slept and then lifted and then slept and then lifted. You know what I mean? Like they were living the life of a bodybuilder. I think of a lot of people who had good genetics and just could live the life without any stress. The families, the kids, the drugs, this, the money, that, and like have everything paid for and laid out for them. Like going to Kuwait, let's say. Mm-hmm. I think you would have a lot more.
Well, it shows at least with Brennan.
Yeah, like look at I know for a fact when I was bodybuilding and just bodybuilding, that's when I made my most gains. I wasn't partying, I wasn't doing anything, and it's a fact when you focus and just buckle down and do it, the results come faster. Like my body was changing week by week when I was in my off season then, like visibly like different. You know what I mean? So that's from getting sleep every night, making sure I hit every meal, like all the annoying shit that you don't want to do day in and day out is perfect. I think it makes a big difference. It really does. Like now people are just like bodybuilder for 4 months, stop. Bodybuilder for 5 months, stop. Bodybuilder for a year, and then come on. And then like, you know what I mean? The consistency was much different then. I think that's a major, I don't think the genetics are any different. I don't think that. I think we have probably the craziest genetics now. Mm-hmm. I just think it's literally it was a lifestyle to them, and it's hard to do that now. Not everyone has that luxury.
Now, speaking of lifestyles, I was watching this week. John De La Rosa was on Fuad's podcast, this week, and
Yeah,
he's,
they get,
you know,
I only saw parts of it.
he's going to be doing the New York / Tampa Pro, and the interview was awesome. But what really stuck out to me was I feel like he's put himself in a place right now where he's almost like a monk kind of thing.
Yes.
What I really liked about it is his morning routines, that morning ritual that he has. So what he does is every morning is that when he wakes up, he doesn't grab his phone. He spends a full hour away from his phone, because I mean we got to be on our phone 24/7.
I don't think I could do it.
We start our day on our phone. I'm on the toilet taking a shit
fall
in the morning.
asleep. It's like right here.
Already to the phone 24/7. Even when I go pee in the middle of the night, I'm like, I can't check my phone.
I'm peeing like this.
Do not check my phone.
I shower. I'm not kidding. I bring my girlfriend in right now and ask her, I said, where's my phone when I shower? She'll be like, it's in the shower with you. I'm texting and scrubbing. I put YouTube videos on in the shower, and the phone gets soaked every day. Like, I don't care, because I'm like, oh, it's waterproof now. I'll fucking just soak the thing. I don't care.
So he stays away from his phone for an hour in the morning. That's like one of his routines in the morning.
I could never do that, though.
And then he has breakfast. That's like his time kind of thing. And then he talked about, you know, he reads a little bit, like he's reading this book about like I don't know, it's like almost like meditation kind of thing.
Okay, I get it.
To get you in that like positive mindset in the morning before you deal with all of, you know, this shit that's going on. And I found it really interesting, because I feel like some people don't have that luxury of doing that. No. And I'd get very anxious. I can't find my phone for 2 minutes, and I'm freaking out. Like, where the fuck is my phone? Where the fuck is my phone?
I do the same thing, dude.
And even on the boat, this past weekend.
You had no service?
I had service, but I'm there to have a good time.
You can't.
So I don't want to look at my phone, but constantly in the back of my head, I'm like, oh boy, the messages that I gotta do tomorrow, the emails that I gotta do tomorrow. And it even got me up the following day, like at 7. I left my boys' house at 7 in the morning. They were all still sleeping. I'm like, I gotta get home, and I gotta start answering. I gotta start knocking out these emails.
You're backlogged.
I gotta start knocking out these emails. So it was just an interesting thing that I took from that.
So I could never do that with the phone. I do have my reading time, though, like at some points, not every day. I do get some downtime. I try to. I don't know what's healthier for me at this point in my life, because I'm like, I want to be successful in work, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be working. Like, that's how I just feel I should be doing. I shouldn't be. Yes, maybe that reading that book might help my education and thought process, and maybe enhance me in some way, but is it helping my business? And I'm like, fuck that. I need to work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what about, let me say this. Well, what about if you plan a vacation? Are you gonna, do you leave time to work on the vacation?
It's funny you said that, because I'm taking, for her birthday, I booked one of these trips for us, like for 2 days, literally 2 days. That's all I can literally do.
That's all we can do. Sorry.
Because like first of all, I didn't want to fly anywhere, so I'm like, I'm scared to fly. I don't want to get stuck anywhere. I'm like paranoid about that, because then if I can't get back and work, I'm like, I'll have a fucking heart attack right there. I'll have a stroke. So I'm like, let's drive to Long Island, Montauk. I don't know if you know where that is or not. It's a little island off of Long Island.
Okay.
And it's like almost like you're away. It's literally like a resort. Mm-hmm. And I booked this like a beach house, like a whole little house on the beach. And we could bring the dogs and everything and hang out. It's only like 3 hours away drive. I know I can't get stuck there. Bad. Yeah. And it's literally like going away, though. It's a resort. And she's like, so what are you going to do about all your orders? And are you going to be on your phone the whole time? And I'm like, I don't know what to do, because I'm like, I can't disconnect for 48 hours. So like, do I wait till she falls asleep and then like roll out of bed and go to work?
That's probably what I would do.
Like,
that's probably what I would do.
Or just get up before her, but she gets up early as fuck, so I can't beat her.
I'd probably do that at night. Like take time at night, knock out as much as you can, and like I'm on vacation.
I honestly do want to disconnect for like some time during the day. I haven't. This is my like. Do you get mad sometimes at the phone? Like you're like, why does this thing always have to be? Like it's literally in my. If I'm eating, dude, I'm holding the fork because I want to feel it vibrate. You know, because I turn the dinging off.
One of my rules is dinner. Dinner, it's away.
See, I have no rules.
But I'm thinking about it in the back of my head.
Yeah, like, I know. So like, is it healthier?
I got so much to catch up on.
Is it healthier just to hold it?
No, put it away. Don't even see it.
Do you leave your noises on, your ringtones?
No, never.
Okay.
The only time I leave my the only time I leave my ringtone on is when I do a restock, because then I like hearing the cha-ching. The cha-ching sound, and every time I hear that, I get a boner. So
that's pretty funny, actually.
That's the only time
I set now on my phone. You just see that option in the alarm clock now, the bedtime?
The new one, yeah.
So I turn it on at 3 a.m. I know it's retarded, but I put my bedtime at like 2:45 a.m. So at least my phone tells me to go to bed. And that's like when I'll like.
So the evil of the phone is the one that, all right, I'm going to allow you now.
It kind of like locks you out because it puts it on like the sleep mode thing or whatever it's called. So it kind of like shuts you down a little bit, but not like totally. Like it still work. I still do it, but I'm like, okay, I have to go to bed. My phone's telling me to go to bed. Like it's my phone telling me what the fuck to do right now.
Do you sleep when you sleep? Do you put the phone on your nightstand or do you cuddle with it?
So I have a lot of shit going on when I go to bed. I have this mask I put on. It's an electronic thing. And it massages my head. It's got like massagers in it. And it goes, I'll actually grab it in a second. And it massages your whole head. And it plays like this song, like the little birds chirping and shit. And then it pulsates. It goes, and it like does all this shit to your face to massage it before you go to sleep. Then I have my sleep apnea machine on. So I put that on. I got that on, and then the TV's on, and then I have this little table next to me, which I have a phone charger there and on my dresser. So I have like the one that you put the phone on, like on the dresser. That's where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go over there,
away from you,
away from me, so I don't get like the magnetic stuff as you sleep. All that supposed bullshit, but. And then I have the reserve charger next to me, so if I'm in bed, I can turn over and plug it in there, like a creep, like it's weird. So I tried to leave it on the dresser all night, but I wake up and pee and I grab it, and then it comes to the bed with me. So that's what ends up happening.
I can't, man. Like I just booked a trip to Tulum for October.
Oh boy, you're going to Mexico?
It's one of my friend's birthday. No, he was just there like 2 weeks ago.
So scared to go away.
You fly into Cancun and you drive. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's like 2 hours.
Tulum's nice.
And then it's it's secluded. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, I'm staying there for 5 days.
Cell service sucks in Mexico.
Well, they got these resorts and stuff. They got Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah. But I remember when I went to Mexico at the time I was coaching, and it was a disaster. I remember I couldn't even leave the resort, and she wanted to kill me.
Well, at least the clients, I'm like, yo, I'm on vacation.
At the time, no, that was like that was my bread and butter. Now I'm sorry, clients. I'd be like, fuck you. I'm going away.
I'm gonna go away. Nothing's gonna happen in 5 days. Like just relax.
I had people. I was fucked up at the time. I had people in prep and everything, but I was like, I'm going away, dude. It's not my fault. You did a show at the same time. Like I still did it, and it wasn't like 100%, but I still 100% dialed them in. It's just like it's hard though because I still want to be the best coach, but like I still have to live my life too. I'm not gonna stop my life because I'm coaching. Like at the time, I kind of did at one point. Like I stopped everything, but then I was like, you know what? This is become like sick. Like it's like sick and unhealthy. Thank you, and thank you. I was talking about the pool stick before.
The job. He's gonna go to the Olympics.
Hold on. Where's my phone when I shower?
In the shower. In the shower. Like, I don't even know if it's allowed to be watered. Like,
it's getting smashed with water the whole time.
For like 10 minutes before getting in. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so hot. So anyways, and then I'm like, the shower to me is my private time. and he's in there, and he's like, I hear the phone like on the shower going, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he's literally there, like shampooing his hair.
It's my vibrator.
He's, like, reading text or doing something. I'm like, get a life.
I turn the shower on for like 15 minutes before I go in to get the whole bathroom steamy. So when I get out, it's hot.
It's hot. So.
Yeah, I don't want it to be cold. I don't have like heated floors or anything, so I steam up the whole upstairs with it because I like put smoke. It's like a fog.
First of all, we have heated floors, so I have radiant floors.
That's what I want in the house, though. I want heated floors so
heated
bad.
Floor.
You shut the spirits, it's too hot floor.
I don't know. I like the feeling of the different temperature when I get out.
Oh, I fucking hate it, bro.
Yeah. I like it.
I hate being cold. I don't like being hot either, but like cold really pisses me off. That's why I don't know why I live here still, but. What the fuck were we talking about? Mexico?
Yeah, we're talking about Mexico.
I love clients, but like it gets sick after a while. It does. It's like I want to live my life too, though.
So another who was it? Who I don't know. It was probably Fuad. I watch all Fuad stuff because his stuff. I just like the interviews that he does with different people, and he had. I'm excited. I didn't know we were talking about competitors that are doing the New York Pro. And
Dwayne's doing it.
Dwayne, and so is Patrick Moore.
Oh, Patrick Moore's doing it.
Patrick Moore is doing it.
He's
so this is getting.
He's committed this time?
He signed. He already signed, and he signed for California as well.
So, when's California?
I don't know. I have no idea.
That's the one that's in Vegas.
Oh yeah, they moved it. That's right.
Okay, so. Are you going? Is there a crowd at New York Pro?
Yeah, I have my tickets and everything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't do the risky live stream thing again. I think Steve Weiner will probably.
No, what I was thinking though is that you can be running a live stream, and I could be just on an AirPod saying what I'm seeing, and then so I could keep the phone. I could literally keep the phone in my pocket.
I could play it though and comment on it and not play it.
You
like
won't.
Faoud did that.
Yeah.
You get in trouble.
And I could do a play-by-play literally on my AirPod or whatever while
we could see if it's off. I could be like, hey, I'm gonna say this. He's soft and watery. You're like, no, he's shredded and fucking grainy. You know? We could try it. We could do it.
Yeah, we could come up with something.
I wonder what platform we should use because like my YouTube sucks now. Bro, I had so many people on for your show. It was like over 1,000 people on that day.
That was cool.
That day, the morning when you weren't there, I had like 1,500 people when they zapped me.
Wow.
And I only have, that's a lot for YouTube Live, like it was for me.
Even for an IG Live, that's a lot.
Bro, I was like so happy. I felt so loved. I was like, yes. I was like, yeah, because usually when I go on my IG Live, I get nothing. I get like 300 to 400 people if I go on.
Yeah, they won't let you do any type of recording in there,
bro, and it sucks. So like I don't even do IG Lives anymore. It's a waste. So I was so pumped to have that much, and then I looked at their counter. They had not even 100 people watching. I was like, oh fuck, they're gonna be pissed. Mm-hmm. Like all those people that didn't pay. Mm-hmm. I was like, but I'm like, these people weren't gonna pay anyway.
They ended up paying. They ended up getting like over 500 people.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. Is that total or at once?
I think total.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty good, though.
Collectively, let's say...
That's 20 Gs.
Yeah.
I mean, if they bought $40 package, right? It was 30 for one day. And then
so like, let's say he averaged $35 for every purchase. That's not bad. That's almost just as much as they would selling tickets.
Will they charge for a ticket?
It depends on the show. I think New York Pro they were charging like $70. What
was your New York Pro ticket? 70?
Like $70. But it was like,
I think that's really cheap though. I think he was charging a lot.
No. The thing is that it's actually more expensive because they split up the divisions now.
What do you mean?
So like let's say all they would have is a prejudging, and then before like a show before COVID or whatever, you would pay your prejudging ticket and you would pay your finals ticket. Right. Well, now it's a prejudging ticket for groups of divisions.
Wait, hold on. How many shows are there going to be then?
It's one show, but like let's say I wanted to see classic physique, 212, and figure. That's one ticket for that. And then if you want to see, if you want to see open this and this, it's another ticket, and that's just prejudging. 2 prejudging tickets.
Bro, that's insane.
So that you end up having like 3 different prejudging tickets and 3 different finals tickets.
Oh, that's not cool, bro.
Yeah.
That's not
that's
cool.
That's how they're trying to make up the difference.
They're really maximizing shit now.
For capacity. Yeah.
I mean, good for them, whatever. It's a business, but like that's fucked though for a fan who doesn't have any money and wants to watch the whole show. You should be able to buy like a whole show package or something.
So it wasn't cheap.
They're probably limiting how many people are going to be there.
100%.
I want to talk about something next. Speaking about where shows are, but I'll keep it light. So if you go to New York Pro, then all right, we got to figure this out. We need new podcasting stream software right away. Mm-hmm. We can't deal with this.
We'll find.
This is amateur hour shit. This is not your bodybuilding plug.
No, this is bodybuilding unplugged.
This is just a wire sticking out. There's not even a plug on it.
We took the plastic.
You stripped the wire.
We just turned it. We rigged it.
Yeah, electrocuted. Oh, fuck. So Fo's podcast, what were you saying about that?
No, that he had Patrick Moore, and Patrick Moore
what did Pat say?
Well, he was basically, the whole conversation was, there was 3 different parts of the conversation that stood out at me the most. Number 1 was that part where he was doing both of those shows. Number 2 was that he's in the process of getting a divorce with his wife.
Yeah, he told me that.
And
I sponsor him. I sponsor him with the Chicken Pound, so I talked to him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him a lot, but I didn't know he didn't tell me he was doing a New York show though.
And then the third part was how people perceive him as to be very not arrogant, but just very cocky.
He's confident.
Very cocky, and that some people don't like his attitude or whatever. And I'm like, I fucking love his attitude.
I think he has this goes back to Phil Heath. People take Phil the wrong way too, and he's just a confident. And I also, we talked about this too, like people take his athletic background cockiness in a negative way. He's a basketball player. It's all about shit talking, being confident.
It's
different. A different street language. Yeah. It's different, and that carries over to his bodybuilding career. It's the same thing. Like he's just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna beat you, motherfucker. Like that's how it should be. It's fucking competition.
Yeah,
but they're also humble. They know where they stand. But Patrick's a really good fucking bodybuilder, so he's allowed to be fucking confident.
He's very good, and I'm excited.
He didn't look good. I'd be like, oh, he's fucking out of his mind, But
I can't wait to see what he's gonna look like, because they were comparing him, him versus John De La Rosa right now. So
how do you think? So with Dwayne in there, I hope Dwayne gets a good nod. Patrick, John, someone else is doing it that I remember. Fuck.
Oh, that Middle Eastern guy.
Yes, the Middle Eastern guy. He's pretty fucking jacked.
I forget what his name is.
I can't even pronounce it. He's sponsored by Project AD.
Yeah. No, he's sick.
Hussad.
Hassan, something like that.
Yeah, he's freaky. As long as he comes in shape, he's been not like shredded. There was someone else though.
I don't know who else.
Fuck. So I hope this will be pretty decent. I wonder if they're going to change the qualification for the Olympia.
I don't know. They were talking maybe top 2.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know about that. But I think in a lineup like that, the obvious one is going to be the most muscle packed physique, and those 2 is going to be the Middle Eastern guy and is going to be John. That has the most muscle.
Speaking about John, I know he can't make 212, obviously.
He's not tall, man. He's like 5'6".
But he weighs a lot.
Dude, the motherfucker, I have a really funny story to say about. I've never said this story. I hope somebody sends it to John when I say it. But anyways, he's a short, big boned guy.
Yes.
So that's why he could put, like, if you see like his wrists and stuff, like
he's thick as
a
fuck.
Big guy. He reminds me a lot like Jose. If you see Jose's hands,
yes, they're huge.
Fucking mitts.
Yes, he has
like
huge
I have
hands.
little.
I have bitch hands too, bro.
A little child hand.
My girl's hand's almost big as mine. My girlfriend's little. My girlfriend's petite. She's 100 pounds. I'm like, my hand's like not big at all.
Little child, and the wrist is like the big one, you know. And even like Flex Lewis has those big,
fucking meaty,
those big bone wrists and ankles and everything. So he packs a lot of muscle on his frame, and he like you said, he weighs a lot.
He weighs a lot.
He weighs a lot.
He's like a 260 bodybuilder.
He's big, man. He's a
260, 250 on stage.
And comparing him against Patrick Moore, I just think I think John is gonna probably, if they're similar in condition, I think John gets a nod on it.
Yeah, no. Pat's gonna have a rough time with him
because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Pat's gonna have a rough time with Dwayne.
Yeah,
and Dwayne's not heavily muscled. He's just fucking. I mean, he is in areas, but he's gonna be a big factor too, though. I mean, Pat will probably be shredded. I'm assuming, but he's eating my chicken, so I mean, maybe. But I want to see if he. Pat needs time. I keep yelling at him, like, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like after his showing at the Arnold, he should have taken the year off.
He's very salty about that still. Not against anybody. Just he has a thing that he has to like prove people and like to himself and to everyone. And that's not the way he should live his bodybuilding career.
I just think it was too short of amount of time to make improve those improvements that are noticeable.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, if he looks anything like his progress photos, there's not much difference. A little bit, but like...
But not those noticeable difference that you would get if you would take a year off.
Yeah, he would... And he should have fucking capitalized on that rebound, man. I talk about this a lot. He'd be, like, looking sick next year. Now it's like he pushed himself another year back again. Like, it didn't make any... Like, let's be honest. Yes, he'll probably get a good placing at the Olympia because no one's going to be there. But do you really want that? What is that doing for yourself long term? Especially
long term is not.
And he's not young. He's not a child. He's like 35, 36. Mm-hmm. So he's got to think like maximizing every year to its max, you know. And taking a year off would have been the best bet, I think. But John is living like a monk, though.
Now let me tell you the story about John. So this is the first USA that I do. This was in 2000 and I'm gonna have to say like 2011.
Right.
So so people that watch this, there's no social media at this time. There was a time that there was no social media. Yeah. No social media. So the people that you recognize at the show, the big name guys, are gonna be doing videos for muscular development, you know, in the trenches. They're going to be in the magazines. They already have pretty much supplement deals, even as amateurs. So you see them, you flip the pages. So John De La Rosa was always somebody that you would see everywhere, even as an amateur. He was one of the top guys. So this is my first national open men's bodybuilding national show. I already did team shows, but I go over there. I'm in Vegas. I'm broke as fuck, so I'm staying at like some fucking other hotel and not on the strip, like nothing. I'm poor as shit going on. I don't even know how I even made it out there.
I know. I felt the same way back then. Oh
my God. So I show up at the check-in or whatever, and I'm doing the check-in process, and I'm gonna get tanned. And at the time, I didn't know anything about like Liquid Sun Rays and all these other brands or whatever. So I would just do whatever sponsoring the show. And it was Jantana at that time. So Jantana's tanning the show. And, you know, I'm 22 years old. Again, first national show. I'm 22 years old. And I'm in a room full of men at the tanning thing, men. And, you know, I'm really intimidated. I'm super intimidated right now. I don't know what the hell to do. And then I see everybody naked. And I'm like...
With the sakis?
Yeah. And I'm like... I don't know what. No, at the time they weren't even doing socks.
Oh man,
full nude. It was full fucking nude.
No, I never.
It was full nude.
Nope.
And I felt so uncomfortable because I'm in a room full of fucking men.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like a 22-year-old kid here.
Yeah, you're like, hey,
hi guys. Yeah. Hi guys. So they had all these different, you know, all the little tent things built up, and I'm standing there, and they're like, okay, you know, take your clothes off or whatever, because they like, do you want to tan with your posing trunks or do you want to tan naked? I'm like, I'm not gonna tan with my posing trunks. So I get naked, and then so the first time I see John De La Rosa is fucking butt ass naked with his fucking cock hanging out. And the first thing is like, oh, that, like in my head, I'm like, oh, that's John De La Rosa. and he's fucking naked right in front of me. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, am I supposed to be excited or what the hell? Because, you know, the amateurs at the time and the pros, since you didn't really have access to them, you're like, oh shit, it's so-and-so. You know, you get excited about it.
Oh, man.
I got to see him the first time.
That's,
you know,
so fucking funny.
So,
John,
John,
a pound or something?
I didn't say anything. But
hey,
that
what's
image,
up? Like, fuck.
But that image was just burnt in my brain forever. Just burnt in my brain. So every time that I see John now, I'm like, I've seen you naked.
If I could avoid that, I did with shows. I hated that. I'm like, this is not like. Everyone's like, oh, what's the big deal, bro? You're so weird. I'm like, no, that's weird. I don't like that shit. It's weird to me. It's bad enough that the girl has to sit on her knees and she's spraying your cock with the sprayer, and it's not comfortable. They don't even stop at your dick. They go right over it.
Let me tell you something. These girls with the Cuban Missile, okay, they're in heaven.
Right in the forehead.
No, you're absolutely right. It's so an
weird.
uncomfortable spot, you know, and you get immune to that feeling already.
You
over
do,
time.
Which is sick in the head too.
It's just another thing, you know. What's funny is when I went to the Tampa Pro and I got tanned by Liquid Sunrays. When I walked in there for the first time, you know, I'm friends with Bo.
Oh shit!
And he was there getting tanned.
Hilarious.
And I'm like, I kind of want to see if his dick is real.
What do the spray girls do?
I don't know, because when I was walking in, he was already kind of like walking out, and I'm like, fuck, I missed it. Like, fuck.
I want to pound my desk when you go off.
God damn it.
So fucking funny, dude. He probably put the sock on, it goes like a quarter.
No, it's like we all wear like the little baby ankle socks, and they pull like a tube, like those basketball socks, like those knee socks. Nah, I brought my own. And he was, it rolls down like that.
That song comes on, Anaconda, when he walks in the room. Anyways. I used to book my spraying appointment like last, so there'd be no one there because I didn't want to deal with all the weirdness. I hated it. I mean, in the beginning of my career, I didn't care, but then like at the end, I'm just like, fucking hey, dude, this is so. I'm a grown ass man. Why am I getting sprayed with a bunch of dudes? It's so weird.
The funniest is when, like, in these shows now, especially the amateurs, like that. I guess a lot of amateurs follow me, so that I see them in there, and then while we're drying, you know, they got the fans, and you're like this, and they're like, "What's up, Santi?" Yeah. Like, I always pick like the most fruitiest sock too for me. Like I always pick like the donut one or the the vibrant pink one. It always makes
the stripes.
I got one of your waist trainers. You know, while we're there tanning, I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. Anyways, I got a bunch of questions.
Okay.
From IG. I thought that we should 1, 2, 3. I got quite a few.
It's 10:30, so
yeah. So at Vicus Kerr, getting all signs of low testosterone. What should I do? I'm depressed.
I think this guy DM'd me.
Really?
Literally, I have the DM that says those exact words, pretty much.
Yeah. That was the gist of the question.
You know, people actually. This is actually. I don't know how people don't know this yet, but testosterone, you can get a prescription and you get blood work and figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
But it seems to be, honestly, a lot of people don't seem educated on it. They're scared of it. I get a lot of questions about how the gels are, like all this crazy shit. And at the end of the day, you need to get blood work done, get a full comprehensive panel done, get testosterone checked, obviously. Go see a doctor that's educated, a hormone facility, some like Titan Medical or used to work with another one. I forget the name of it. There's one called
Rejuvenation Care Clinic.
There's a Aspire in Florida too, I think. Whatever. Your regular general physician is not going to be able to help you. They're not going to give a fuck. You got to have your testosterone in the right range. Estrogen's got to be checked. These are things that you should, not put off either. Like you should be checking them once a year, at least minimum. You go every day like Matt used to go, but this is another thing too. I want to talk about blood work. I don't want to go on a tangent, but have you ever had a problem where blood work wasn't accurate? Or you're like you're questionable about stuff?
No, because I never went I never gone like back to back blood work and then compare it. So I wouldn't know. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't know.
What about looking at it and be like, oh, this should be higher, this should be lower? Never. You always were like,
no. The high stuff usually kind of I could come up with a reason why, like, oh, it's probably because of this, or that, or kind of figure out why it's like that. But other than that, no, because I've never had an issue like that.
So as of late, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I just want to talk for a second. I've had a lot of clients get blood work where I'm like, that can't be right. Unless literally every single thing they've been putting in their body is fake.
It's fake?
100%. Like everything was fake. And it just didn't seem right to me. So I've had multiple people get blood work done from another place and it come back accurate.
So you think that it's about testing facilities too?
I think they're mishandling the blood work. Maybe temperature alters things. Maybe they're testing the wrong blood work. I don't even know how well it's taken from that package to like in a facility.
Where are they getting? Like they're getting it done at like Quest or
like LabCorp, Quest. Yeah, like these shitty places. Not like a private place. Private owned place or like Titan or something did it. Where or whatever these places are. These rejuvenation clinics or. It's like a LabCorp type of shit.
Well, Rejuvenation sends me to Quest, and when I got my last blood work done, which was about maybe like 6 months ago or so, like everything on there seemed right.
Right. Yeah. No, this has only been like the last year I've noticed issues with people's blood work, and then I had a client in another country actually come to me, and he wasn't using my SARMs; he was using someone else's, and he was taking MK677. And he was using growth prior to that, okay? And I know his growth was legit. He had like a legit growth. And I know the MK677 from the brand isn't bad. It's Tony Huge's brand. And I know people that take it. I know. Unless literally, this is the only thing. Like he's getting a second blood work right now. I didn't get the results back. Maybe I can report on it. But this is like another client. The same thing happened where he was going to like these places, then went to a private clinic, and I'm like, maybe go get it done from somewhere else because I don't think these clinics, they're like the general places are good. And because his IGF level was like, it was almost negative, and I'm like, there's just no way it could be off that much. And then like, if that's off, how come other things aren't off?
I see what you're saying because
like
one thing
should be a trigger. It didn't make sense. Same with these other people. Like their testosterone was so low, but their estrogen was good. I'm like, how is that? Or the progesterone, prolactin, and then like hemocrat was okay. What I'm saying? I'm like, the other things should be all off because that's off, and it wasn't. They were like all good. I'm like, something's
on. Yeah.
I'm like, either they fucks. I don't know the logistics of blood work. I'm not scientific like that, so I don't. Maybe someone knows the answer to that, but like, it's been weird though. I don't know if it's a COVID thing or like. But
those COVID tests are terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you see the COVID tests NFL? Fucking like 90 guys.
Well, it happened to my aunt. My aunt, when she got tested, she didn't have any signs or symptoms or anything like that. But she's caretaking my grandparents, so she figured that she would go get tested. She got tested, and she tested positive, and she freaked the fuck out.
Oh no!
She's like, I killed my parents. That's what's going on in her head. And we're like, relax. Everything is fine. Go get retested somewhere else. She got retested somewhere else. Boom, negative.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
There was like 90 NFL players that all were test positive, and they're all negative afterwards. Like, what? Like,
imagine living in a hotel for all that time. And
bro, I would
thinking,
fucking lose my shit.
Thinking that you were, and also losing a paycheck too. You know,
yeah, you can't work
and stuff. You can't work.
Is Samson competing yet? When the fuck is that guy at?
Oh my god, he's probably still in that room.
Is he still over there?
I don't know. I have to look up his IG to see if he's still there. I wouldn't honestly. I wouldn't
remember it right now. I think he's still there though.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be going crazy already.
Fuck that.
I'd be ripping the drywall off.
That's the show you should look into doing though. Once things are normal though, is that Monster Jam?
That was one of the shows I wanted to do this year. I
told them last year. I said if I come back, I'm coming there to compete. Yeah. I want to go on that stage.
It's sick,
bro. It looks insane.
It looks like a rock show. Like it looks absolutely like the quality of the film.
Oh, the cameraman
and the way that you come out, and it's got the thing.
Bro, it's like that's what I vision though. Like what we should have.
I really hope that now under Jake Wood, like the Olympia setup is gonna. I hope it's sick.
We'll talk about that off camera, but
I hope it's sick. Next question. Yeah. Next question. At Ahmad something. How long is enough time between steroid cycles?
Want to go first or me go?
I mean, the general rule, and this is very general, is I just say same time that you were on, same time that you're off. Yeah, that's general rule, depending on if you did like a hardcore, pre-contest prep where you're doing, over 20 something weeks, then maybe you should probably take the rest of the year off kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you're just taking a cycle, like a 12-week cycle, and you're trying to build slowly, I know that I used to do this as an amateur, and that was kind of like my rule of thumb. But again, it just depends on how your blood work is too, because I really believe that once you get off and once you get blood work done, you probably shouldn't start another cycle until your levels are at a pretty decent range before you start.
Yeah, I think obviously you have the PCT, so you got to take that kind of consideration. Like a full PCT is like 80 to 100 days, given how much time you need. So that right there is 3-4 months coming off, and then you don't want to just you can listen. I'm not saying you can't, so don't put words in my mouth, but you can obviously go back on when you're done. Is it something I suggest everyone do? No, it depends on your goals, your age, what you're how far you pushed, what your doses were, if your health's okay. There's a lot of variables to take into consideration before you're like, I'm just gonna jump back on. There's a lot of people jump on and don't train hard or don't go hard, and I'm like, why are you on all this shit if you're not even training hard? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're not taking it serious, so why bother? So you gotta be mentally prepared for that. It's got to be an all-in type of thing, and you're not trying to be a professional bodybuilder, dude. Take the time off and enjoy it.
Take time off. Yeah.
You should be off. Train natural. Train through the PCT. You're fine. You're not dying. So many people give up. It's like pathetic. I hate that shit. I always train, no matter what. I always train. Like, doesn't matter if my pumps suck. You just deal with it, But
next one. This one is coming from at Evan Avagalasti. Is there any reason to run an AI to dry out when test is pulled 2 weeks from a show?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pull the test. What's going to happen? Estrogen's going to go up. Testosterone's going to get low. Body's going to get all hormonally fucked up. That's going to happen. And then obviously anti-estrogens are going to dry out muscle. Not dry out the muscle, but pull water from the muscle. Condition the muscle. Absolutely. So.
No, I agree with you 100%. Now, not going overboard is also, you got to find a balance with.
Yeah, you can't take too much.
Because I know that when I did Puerto Rico, we had pulled out tests about 4 weeks out just so that I can get closer to my weight cutoff. We pulled tests out and we kept everything the same. We kept all the AIs and everything the same. And I remember Andrew, he told me, like, one of the signs, he goes, if we're going overboard on the AIs, he's like, you're feeling good right now. You're getting good pumps, but you will not get a pump.
Yeah, no pumps.
Zero pump at the gym.
Yeah.
And as soon as we did that, we changed it up, and it was like right back.
Yeah.
Like you really have to see
destroy pumps. Yeah.
You really have to see these signs.
Obviously, too, some people are more sensitive to doses, and people are more sensitive to anti-estrogens. You know, like some people don't need all of them. Some people don't need that much. So, you know, that's you got to have it in. Absolutely, depending on how sensitive somebody is obviously going to be the main variable there. But
I agree.
Yeah, does kill pumps though, and too much anti-estrogen. Oh my god, destroys it.
Terrible.
Blood flow's done. Kills blood flow.
Kills blood flow to my wiener.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to get sprayed with that in you. That's another thing too about getting sprayed at that time. You were at your all time. You are not a shower at that time. You know what I mean? If you were a shower, not a grower, like you're fucked. Like that thing's gonna be like you're gonna drizzle pee on your nuts.
Get that sock on fast.
Your pee's gonna go hit your leg. You know?
This was a pretty good question. At Officer Turner, Officer Turner 049. Yeah,
we're getting set up.
Yeah. Does that grainy hard muscle come with maturity, supplementation, or both? Somebody has that grainy look. Yeah.
So Seth Feroci was on Haunting Rambot's podcast, how long ago, a week or two ago, and they were talking about being Feroci shredded, and he had graininess his first national show. He was like Dorian Yates grainy at his first national show. Okay.
I know. Watch out YouTube. They have the YouTube video of like USA Muscle.
You see that? It's all over the place now.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I remember I was literally at that show. I remember him I was literally at that show watching him. And Cedric McMillan turned pro. Jeff Long.
There in the audience.
I was there too. That's fucking weird.
With my dad.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I was there.
I was there with Muscle Meds. It
was in Hollywood Beach here in Florida.
I was there working a fucking booth. So he had it, it was there. But obviously Seth is a hard worker. He was very conditioned, did a lot of cardio, dieted hard. He wasn't supplementing hard that time yet. He wasn't doing it hardcore yet. So I think it's a lot genetic, yes. But it can come in time with muscle maturity, absolutely. Less fat cells in the body. Super subs don't really cause graininess, but you will get condition, which will bring out if you have graininess. Not everyone. Like if you look at Phil Heath's muscle, he doesn't get grainy.
No.
He gets dry and separated.
It's super dry.
Right. So he doesn't have the genetics to be grainy like Branch Warren or Dorian Yates. That's just not his genetics. So some people will get grainy in certain muscles. Some muscles will have that look to it, that distorted look. Usually some people's backs get it and not their front side. Because the skin is thicker aesthetically, normally, hormonally. Or they might have in their glutes a little bit sometimes if people have drier glutes. But it's genetic, absolutely, mostly genetic. But
I think yes, it's genetic, but you have to. These are attributes that certain bodybuilders have, but you have to exacerbate. Yeah, you have to exacerbate these things, like
they're not just there.
They're not just there. Yeah, they're not. Oh, let me get lean and boom, I'm great.
That's from training hard as fuck, pushing to last reps to failure. Not like every set, guys, but pushing to like intensity failure. And just cardio and eating on a regimen and pulling fat
and being
lean for a long time. Yeah, being lean for a long time. It's not going to just be there because they started dieting. Like, oh, I'm grainy. Like, no. That shit came out like the last minute. It doesn't sound just walking around like just great. Everyone thinks that you walk like your stage look is what you walk around like all day during prep. You look like shit all day.
You look like crap.
Yeah, you look at
and depending on what part of the day too, because in the beginning of the day you look vastly different than at the end of the day.
You're emaciated in the morning. So
vastly different.
That's one thing I had to get used to. I thought I was gonna look like that all day, every day for weeks, and then I'm like, when is it gonna happen? Like,
when am I gonna evolve?
Yeah, like when am I gonna look like that?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
And then I'd be like, man, it's only for like a week I look like that? Barely, because like you're loading and the filling out, and you're like,
this is bullshit.
Yeah, like I worked so hard to look like that for like one day, like not even. I was so mad when I first discovered that shit. I was pissed.
The times that I I think that I looked the grainiest was first I was pale.
Yeah, I never looked the same tan.
The color of your skin really makes that grainy look because I know even like I remember like Evan Centopani.
I was about to say Evan. I was literally what I was thinking of.
Evan Centopani, he would talk about that and how he wouldn't want to guest pose.
He never got tan.
Yeah, he never got tan.
He always was pale white.
Yeah, pale white doing the
guest
pose.
He was pasty as fuck. People get so mad at him too.
Mm-hmm.
On the forums, people would freak out.
It's a look. So the skin tone was definitely one, and it was like those first like I would say maybe 2 exercises where you're that pump and that blood flow is like really pushing up against the skin.
Yeah.
And then before you get to the gym, you're flat. Yeah. You start moving blood, you're exploding, and then as soon as by the time you're done your workout, you're back to
it's all blurred out.
So it's like really just a little.
I hate when I take a picture. When I used to have muscle, when I used to take a picture in the gym, I'm like, it doesn't look like that though. It looks better. And I would try to get the right angle. It never would work. I'm like, it looks better. Never. I swear to God, I'm more jacked.
And like, lighting too. Lighting helps. So
I never was good at pictures. I was horrible at taking pictures. You take your arm looked crazy that day when I said like your left arm looks crazy. You're like in short.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck you said? Oh
yeah. I forgot what I said. Probably.
I was like, the left arm looks jacked. And you're like, yeah, it's short or something.
Probably a T-Rex reference.
It was the T-shirt one.
The next question comes from, this is a good one. At Zan_Rubik. Watching all your parts of your bodybuilding plug. I love it. How did you and Nick meet? How did we? The earliest memory that I have is
probably the same one.
Seeing you at Miami Iron Gym.
Yeah, that was a memory.
We
spoke before that though at
By the way, that day you were enormous. Huge.
I have a photo from that day from
my God.
That was right after USA's. I just turned my pro show. Right? Was it my pro show?
I think so.
It was 15. I met you before that. I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was. We knew each other before that.
Yeah, because I remember that we were talking to each other, and it wasn't like it was.
It was at a bodybuilding show. I forget what fucking one it was though.
But I specifically remember.
I remember that moment. Yes, I saw you a couple days. I think.
Yeah, because you were already in there when I got there, and you had and I'm like, whoa!
I was shocked.
Your delts were just like you were wearing kind of like one of those Under Armour.
The Muscle Meds one I had.
Yeah, one of those Under Armour shirts that are like.
I was rebounding,
but it was just like delt. It was just like round.
I remember taking photos of myself that going like, I fucking look sick.
They have really good lighting in there.
That lighting in there is unbelievable. Yeah. And I was tan because I just got done.
Yes, you were tan.
Because I just got done competing and I washed off and I had that like glisten.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like literally like 5 days after I got done competing at my first pro show, and I was eating like a jerk off, and I had a photo shoot that week, so I was like, I started cutting it back, so my body was like getting tight again, and I was training that night, and I remember just like, why can't I look like this all the time?
Nasty.
I was very.
You had a crazy width.
Yeah, it was wide.
Like your width, like from delt to delt, and it was your delts are super round, and because you would see, you see people online or you see people, in magazines, but then in the flesh, like you see, because you're 6 feet tall.
Yeah, 6 feet. Yeah.
So you're a big guy.
Well, like I competed at 275 that show too. I was heavy. It wasn't like I was probably like.
Oh, wait. I think I remember you guest posed.
Yes, the guest posing.
Yes, you guest posed at Southern States.
Yes, with Sean Roden and
I was right in the front row.
Yes,
recording. I was right in the front row.
That was 2014.
Yeah, that was the same. That was the year that I. That was the year that I got my pro card. 14.
14. Yeah.
And I was drinking beers.
Were you?
Yeah. That year I was shredded all year.
Oh wow.
I was in shape all year, and I remember going to that show, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna have a fucking beer. Like
that was a
I'm in shape, so I don't care.
That was fun. I mean, it was fun with not fun standing as a show and rolling, but there was some Spanish guy that was competing, guest posing too. I forget his name.
Yes,
Mexico or something.
Yeah,
he was big too.
I
was
like a little ponytail.
Yeah, ponytail. Yeah.
Ponytail.
I was prepping though, I think, but I was mangled that night on drugs. I'll tell you that much. I was fucking mangled. I was up for like 2 days straight after that guest posing. I came home and finished prepping.
Yeah, that show is the show that I did I did that show 3 times.
Oh wow, okay. That's like a big show down there, right?
Yeah, that's coming up actually in like 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks. 2 weeks.
What's the promoter's name? What the hell's his name?
Peter Potter.
Peter Potter, yes. Right. Peter Potter.
Yeah, Peter Potter.
I remember when he used to call me, and I would laugh so hard. I'm like, oh, Harry Potter's calling me. Peter Potter. It was such a weird name. It was funny. He was a good guy, though. He was real good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that show's been going on. That show, Dexter Jackson won the overall when he was an amateur. As a middleweight.
Wow.
Yeah, as a middleweight.
I remember going to some walking distance almost bar outside, and I got wrecked. Everyone saw me there from the show.
Hi, guys.
They're like, aren't you competing soon? I'm like, I was just on Molly or something. I don't know. Something crazy.
Yeah, I think so.
So I met that girl I was dating that night, and I was dating her until I saw you again at Miami Iron, that Spanish chick.
Oh.
And yeah, she lived in Brickell.
Yeah, man. That was. No, I'm glad we remembered it.
Elisa, that's what her name was. I can't remember what her name was. She hates me now.
Join the club.
She joined
the club.
She heard this, she'd be like, that fucking dirtbag left me.
I haven't seen her around in since forever.
Sent me home in an airplane. I met her
since forever.
She wanted to move in. I was like, no. You're not moving from Miami to my house, and I'm not stuck with you permanently. Like, are you kidding me?
What one-way flight?
And I was like already in my I was in my party mode then, dude. No fucking way was I getting tied down. Yeah.
You had the party girlfriends.
So that was my contest prep girlfriend.
Prep girlfriend.
She cooked everything, everything. So she was Brazilian. We expect.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next question is coming from this kind of cool at Andrews Acopa. Favorite horror movie slasher? Jason, Michael, Freddy, etc.
I dressed up as Jason for Halloween like 10 times.
An easy costume.
There's something about the ski mask that freaks me out, and I think it's just I don't know if it's because of the movie. Honestly, I can't tell you or not because I don't remember anything prior to that. But I don't know. I just love that fucking. The movie's got cheesy at the end because he'd be in the middle of the woods and all of a sudden have a weed whacker. And then a chainsaw, and it's where the fuck's he getting all these tools from?
And then everybody's running, and then they fall.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he's just walking.
And he's just walking. And it's how did he catch up? Is he teleporting?
He's driving, and he gets out of the car. I'm like,
where is he coming from?
I love the Jason movie.
I remember this was a horror movie, not a slasher film, but the one movie that really, when I was growing up, that really was one of those movies that when I went to bed that I actually thought about was The Ring.
The Ring. I fucking knew you were going to say The Ring.
Was The Ring.
That movie fucked me up.
That was a scare.
I was
at
very
the time
young when
and
it
everything.
Came out. I was young.
That was the first movie of its kind like that.
Blair Witch Project.
That was also really because you didn't know if it was real or not.
I remember I was still in high school. Maybe freshman year when that came out, or 8th grade, somewhere around there, Blair Witch or The Ring, one of those. And I used to have my office in my bedroom. It was my office, but I called it my office. I had this catty corner desk, and my door was like,
oh man, so you,
bro, I almost took the door off the hinges. I was like, I can't have it cracked because all I would think about is something blaring through that door, looking at me. I would sit there all day like this. I literally slept with the lights on for like weeks because I was like, I don't want to turn the lights off. I
was terrified of the Ring. And then anytime that I would turn on the TV, it was just like static. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My TV, my computer was here, like diagonal. My TV was above it. I wouldn't turn the fucker on, dude. I would not turn that thing on. That movie was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was the first of a kind.
The perfect word, it was just disturbing.
Yeah, it was disturbing.
It was a disturbing movie. Like every little piece of it was very disturbing.
Yeah, it was that was a fucked up movie though. It's funny though. Memories of movies.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna have trouble sleeping.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about that movie.
At Nate No Limit. All-time favorite actor and your all-time favorite movie, not porn. LOL. I know.
Gangbang 12 isn't my favorite. Fucking favorite actor.
So favorite movie, if you like Stranded Island,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. All right, I'm gonna have to go with either Terminator 2. Terminator 2.
What's so special about Terminator 2?
I grew up on that movie.
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
See, I grew up on like Bruce Lee.
Well,
I thought I was going to be a martial artist my whole life.
No.
And I never did anything.
Terminator 2.
Jiu-jitsu for like a year or two, and I quit.
It's either going to be Terminator 2 or Predator.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I must have seen Predator because my dad he has something with that movie, me growing up. And I didn't really know yeah. So every fucking time that they had it on the TV, no matter what part, he's like, I'm watching, this is where this is where it's going to be at.
My household was complete opposite. My dad used to call Arnold Schwarzenegger a faggot. My dad hated that I wanted to be a bodybuilder. Not like he didn't want me to do my dream or fill my dream up, but like he thought lifting weights was for faggots. That's what he would say.
Well, that's
no offense, but like
my dad was the same way.
Really?
When I first, yeah. I mean, I came from a hockey background, so
it
was all
basketball and
contact, fighting, physical. Yeah. And then from one day to another, it's like I have magazines full of oiled up guys. And I'm reading
throw them away when I wasn't home.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh my God, look at this guy's legs, like that. It's like, what the? This is some gay ass shit.
My dad would read the newspaper every single morning and drink coffee from like 4 a.m. to like 7. I don't know what the fuck he did for 3 hours, bro. He must have read that thing from front to back. But I would come down in the morning, my muscle mag, and eat my fucking cereal, and then eat like a protein shake, like a jerk off. But he'd be like, why are you looking at men in the morning? Yeah. Don't you want to learn about the world? My dad's like a super genius, but I'm not. I didn't obviously in genetics, but you know, he's electronic engineer. He's a fucking nerd. But he's like, you should read the newspaper and learn something. I'm like, I am. He's like, what? About drugs and steroids and muscles? I'm like, yeah, actually I am. Like, fuck you. Like, mind you, I started steroids at 15.
Who got the last laugh now?
Yeah, so, but he used to call me a fag. He's like, you didn't go to that gym with all your friends and lift. Like, he was like, you're with a bunch of dudes at the gym. I'm like, yeah, I am. Oh, man. Nothing against gay people. I'm not against gay people.
And we're going to, he's
my dad's 80 years old.
A product of the time.
80-year-old Italian man.
You know, he's a product of the time. And it was the same thing. You know, my dad, very conservative Cuban, you know, and it was the same thing. It was almost like, you know, looking at these magazines and stuff, and I'm like, oh, look at his calves and look at his biceps and the veins and.
I mean, it does sound weird when you.
No, it sounds super weird. Taking it out of context, it sounds super weird.
But now my dad goes, how can I strengthen this? I'm like, oh.
Now you want to know.
Oh, you want to do the fag stuff? No problem. I'll get you pink dumbbells, Dad, and we'll videotape you, asshole.
So those were my two movies. Actor, I don't even honestly. I don't.
I can easily answer that. Leonardo DiCaprio is like dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. Leonardo DiCaprio fills every. If I was a girl, he fills every role. He's a drug addict.
He fills every role or every hole.
He probably does that too a lot. He's just a sick fuck. Like I know he's probably the reason he's so good at all those roles is because he probably is those in real life. He's probably amazing.
He's probably unusual.
He's probably so much fun to be around.
Yeah.
Even though Scott Disick isn't an actor, I love Scott Disick.
Yeah, no, he's an asshole, but I
love him.
I like it.
And I do like Matthew McConaughey a lot too.
I like his movies. Yeah, he's good. Actually, other than those two, I would put it definitely in my top 3, top 5 is
Wahlberg.
No, is Interstellar.
Interstellar was good.
I love space stuff. So anything sci-fi
stuff too.
Sci-fi for me is like really. I love sci-fi.
I love space stuff. I watch space stuff all the time
on the TV on Discovery Channel and all that. Ancient Aliens and all that.
Chelsea gets so mad. She was just so boring. I'm like,
I love it.
I'm like wide-eyed watching it. You know,
I'm mesmerized by it. Mesmerized.
I watch all Elon Musk stuff about his space shit.
He's sick.
He's a sick fuck. He's a sick fuck.
He needs to well, he's moving to Texas, which I'm glad.
Yeah, I saw that.
But he needs to now that he's on the forefront of anti-liberal movement and stuff, he needs to have some type of company, media company that's a conservative.
Bro, you know how many companies he owns?
Well, he needs another one.
You know how many he owns?
No, I don't.
Take a guess.
50? More? How?
Over 300 companies.
How the hell can you?
I don't know if it's a lie or not. I didn't fact check it, but I saw it numerous times in articles, like New York Times, good shit, not bullshit. Over 300 companies. Now he's probably shareholder and stuff, but
yeah.
Some of them saying he's running on the board for most of them.
How the hell?
How do you manage that?
How do you have that many hours in the day?
I don't think he has. There's no way he does anything for most of those.
No, he's just a name there.
He's got to be
finances probably.
He's probably but when you watch his interviews, he even talks about how he has to manage his time for his companies. That's a main thing people interview about. So he's probably 1 hour, 24 companies a day or something. I don't know. He says he doesn't sleep much either.
Well, he has every time that he's on Joe Rogan's podcast, I have to listen.
Oh, it's hilarious.
He comes up. He's out there.
I love him. I would love to have a conversation with that man.
I wouldn't even know where to.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Where to start?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
No, that electric car that you have.
He's so smart, though. You hear it.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
He starts talking about a topic and he starts grinning. Yeah, he starts grinning because he's I feel like he has inside information of something that will just blow your mind, but our mental capacity just can't even handle.
Sometimes he talks though, and I don't understand it. I'm not gonna lie. Not on Joe Rogan, his stuff I watch.
Yeah, I mean,
his content, I'm like, huh?
Even like 5 years ago, if you would have told me that the fuel system on a rocket is going to be able to come back into Earth's orbit and then land itself so that it can recycle itself I'd be like, no, it can't.
Did you see the thing that he designed with the chip?
No.
Oh my God, I'll send you the article. You're gonna be like, huh?
What kind of chip?
So if you have a hearing problem, a speech impediment, if you want to speak multiple languages, if you want to learn how to be a engineer overnight, they install a chip.
Like the Matrix.
Bro, it's
they download the chip.
It's maybe a quarter of your pinky nail, and it goes right, it's a little drill that goes, and it puts it in where it's got to go in your brain, and you instantly have those skills.
Like the Matrix.
Or if you're deaf, you go deaf, they put the thing in there, you can hear again. They figured it all out. Wow. It's all patented. It's ready to come to the market by 2025. So if you want to learn about engineering, or you want to be skilled in computers, or want to be a mechanic,
you don't have to go to school anymore then.
No, you don't have to go to school.
Because you'll just know it.
You just go.
You don't have to learn it. You just know it.
you just literally wake up and you have the intelligence to do
the
it.
knowledge.
Like, or you have issues with your brain, like, neurological
Uh-huh.
problems. People have speech impediments. They have hearing problems, sight problems. It cures blindness, cures, deaf people. People have, like, they slur or, like, they're deaf and they talk weird. It fixes every issue, like,
I'm going to have a lot of holes drilled in my head.
Bro, I'll have every all my head just hold up. I don't give a fuck.
You're going to look like Swiss cheese.
I'll pay for everything. I want all of it. Like, I want to learn everything. Like, that's scary shit, though.
And just him even coming, like, what are you, like, high on drugs when you come up? You know what would be cool? If you could just
How about they've done clinical trials and it's passed? That means humans right now have chips.
I gotta read those articles.
I'll send it to you.
You gotta send it to me.
It's shit that you can't even process thinking about. It's like, what's gonna happen if that gets out?
Well, hopefully there's not ones that's like how to,
that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be black market chips to buy.
How to make a bomb and
Joe to install this.
Because that could be really dangerous.
Like, you can outsmart people, hacking, computer hacking, all that crazy
computer hacking.
Yeah.
How to get away with murder.
Yeah, like, you could outsmart everybody. Like, imagine Elon Musk you could pass around his brain to people.
Or like, well, what would that do with, like, if they come out with that, like, for sports?
Yeah, like, what?
I want to
improve performance, right?
Yeah, I want to drill this into my head so that I could make every shot perfect.
Yeah, like your hand-eye coordination and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's got to be limitations, like massive restrictions on that shit, because that will ruin everything.
Well, you won't need performance enhancers anymore. That'll be.
Can you imagine like being able to, like, I don't know. There's so much shit I could think of.
Mental enhancers.
Fucked up shit too. I could think of that I want to do. I don't know, dude. It's just, obviously I love the curing part. I'm fucking crazy, but what it could do, like, there's no limits to it. That's nuts.
I could finally learn how to do Taekwondo.
I can read.
Well, that would help.
Yeah, right.
That would be something that would be beneficial.
Imagine being able to, like, the program a chip and speak Spanish tomorrow. Like,
because my Spanish fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. I had 5 years of it. I don't know anything.
That's most people.
It's so bad. But yeah, it's crazy.
All right. At Mattia Kalmar, is using Clen for post-show rebound worth it or not? Yeah, no, it was bizarre, because the short answer to this is, like, if you're not taking Clen, why would you need to take it post-show? Yeah, and if you're already taking Clen, you probably would just want to ease off on it. I used to in the past just come off cold turkey and just fuck it, But I guess the right way to do it is, kind of just wean yourself off of it.
You shouldn't need it after a show anyway. Your metabolism's
skyrocket,
fucking through the roof at that time.
Yeah.
So that's the last time you would need it.
I guess
if you're going to use anything to control fat, it's thyroid, and using it correctly. And people are so scared to use T3. There's nothing scary about it. It's no dangerous than anything else. It's just people abuse it more. Like, women abuse it more, so you hear about it. But it's no more dangerous than taking testosterone or anything else in my eyes. You just have to know how to use it. And people misuse it all the time.
Get off of it. I think that's where most people have the most.
They don't know how to use it, period. They just don't. Application is so fucked up with it. And for some reason, it's very simple. I don't know why people fuck it up so easily. Yes, your thyroid is more sensitive hormone in your body than other things, but the problem is, if people just did the correct research and education on it, it would not be that dangerous. Like, you can't die from it, but yes, you can shut down your thyroid production if you don't use it right. But that takes a lot of abuse, though. I mean, people don't realize that, though. Like, women are more sensitive, way more sensitive, but men are very resilient. Their thyroid's not gonna get shut down. But
because the way that I did it the last time that I was taking T3 is, I would just I would do like a 5-day cut of the dosage every 5 days. I would cut the dosage in half until.
Well, it depends on how much you're using first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're not going over 50. If you're not going over 50 micrograms, then
yeah, I think the last time the highest that I went was like 37 and a half.
Yeah, so if you're not going, my rule of thumb is if you're not going over 50 micrograms, it can be a pretty quick taper because you're not on that much anyway. You're not speeding the thyroid up that much. And also duration. Like if you're on 50 micrograms for months, okay, you got to come off slow. But if you're on it for cycles and contest prep, week to 10 days tops. I mean, that's like max. 5 to 7 days is probably where you should be. But if you're over 50 micrograms, you got to go slow. I mean, like if you're going 75, 100 micrograms, 150, which women use all the time, you better fucking go slow off that shit.
You have to go slow.
Like 12 and a half every couple of days, a couple week process. I mean,
women usually have the nastier rebounds.
Most women don't even come back from that, honestly. Yeah. They have complete shutdown of thyroid production because they're on it for so long. And they're using so much.
And eating so little, too.
And metabolic damage is a real thing. I mean, that word gets usually used, but it happens, and they're not eating. And they're doing a shitload of cardio, not eating, and a shitload of thyroid. It's like the worst 3 things you could possibly do to your body. So
I agree.
It's scary, though. It is. For sure for women, because coaches are fucked, They can't take the cycles and show preps like men do. They have to do one show at a time and take off. I don't believe in girls doing multiple shows.
Well, that's why I'm glad that my friend is she was going to do Southern States, and I told her you already have a qualification for.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Just take these 12 weeks and take some time to relax a little bit, stay in shape, stay in the gym, and then you could crank it out. Don't let yourself go.
No. She has genetics anyway. She
has great genetics.
Yeah.
Final question. This is on right up my alley. At Zaid_Cameron. Thoughts on artificial sweeteners? Now, I have been known to be an abuser of Splenda. I'm a Splenda abuser. No, it's not. I mean, every day. My first meal, which is oatmeal and stuff, and I make like this big schlop. I put about 10 Splendas in there.
Hold on, do you have the packets or the Splenda fucking?
No, I have packets.
So you have good control then. I don't have any control.
I buy them by like the thousands.
You buy the 1,000-pack box.
Yeah, the 1,000-pack box. So
it's gone in like what, 2 weeks?
Well, every time that I have, like, let's say during prep, I have 3 meals that are going to be 2 are going to be cream of rice and 1 is going to be oatmeal. So that's 30 packets right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gone in like no more than 3 weeks
it doesn't affect. Like I tell people, I'm like, mostly people that have issues with artificial sweeteners is going to be digestion. It's going to be whether they're
I can use
gassy,
as much Splenda as I want. Though.
Yeah, gassy, all these other things. I'm like, it's not affecting me. And if it is affecting me, a little bit of like my digestion or I'm bloated, it's going to make my food taste so much better. And I'll just take it out right, prior to the show.
Yeah, it's not causing any damage.
But if the little food that I'm eating to get ready for a show, if it's enjoyable, I'm going to make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it very enjoyable, so I'm going to use my cancer packets.
So I use the cancer water thing too, the Crystal Light.
Use the tube ones.
Bro, I make it so sweet. You were like you spit it out probably. My girlfriend's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, I use the strawberry lemonade from Crystal Light's my favorite one. It's literally solid pink. You can't see through it. I mean, it's like
it's got like the deposits on the.
You can see it settling. Yeah, it settles.
You have to shake it.
I used to have the packets, which were so fucking annoying. It would get everywhere every time. It would be on top of the water bottle. It would be so gross. But I literally can't drink water without it. Like, I freak out if I don't have it. Splenda, I bought the thing now that I pour. Very dangerous.
A pour one? What is it, liquid?
No, it looks like a curved girl's body.
Oh, I've seen those. But you can't. Yeah, you can't really gauge because with
I
the packets,
dump it.
at least I know.
Sometimes I'm in the morning. I'm like, this big poof hits the top of my whatever I'm eating, and I'm like, oh fuck,
shit.
Like, oh, that's bad. And I try to spoon some off. I'm like, oh, just mix it in.
Whatever.
That's fine.
Like I said, I don't oppose to doing the artificial sweeteners. Again, if your digestion gets fucked up from it, that's one thing. But if it isn't, I'm gonna enjoy my food.
The other ones suck. Trivia.
That ruins everything.
It's
horrible.
When they're
like, why don't you use stevia? Because it ruins my coffee. It ruins.
It's disgusting.
It ruins everything. It tastes like
sugar,
garbage.
Sugar in the raw, terrible.
No, garbage. I mean, sugar in the raw is sugar.
It tastes weird though.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good.
I don't know why. It doesn't taste like sugar.
Yeah,
that's real sugar, and the other one's not.
It has to be Splenda though. Like artificial sweeteners, it has to be Splenda because Equal sucks.
Equal's
the worst.
What's the other one? The pink
Sweet
one.
and Low.
Sweet and Low.
Sweet and Low is garbage.
So bad.
I don't even know how people were eating that before.
Bro, I literally, when I go get coffee, I can't drink without it. I have to have Splenda.
I have to have Splenda.
And sugar's not even good enough.
And I see people like Splenda is way sweeter than regular sugar.
Yeah, it's way sweeter. Yeah.
So when I see people like most Cubans, they have their Cuban coffee or they have their, what we have, café con leche. And the café con leche, you got to put sugar in it because it's just frothy milk and it's Cuban coffee mixed together. So it's bitter. But then you see how much sugar you actually have to put in it to make it sweet.
It's so much.
And it's like, you just sit there.
Yeah, it's bad.
And you put 2 packets in there and you're good to go.
You don't use creamer now, or you do?
Sometimes I use the sugar-free one.
French vanilla?
The French vanilla one. Yeah.
I mean, I don't use a sugar-free one. I just pour it in there. But
well, you're on a fat diet. So.
Yes, bro. I told you, it's like milk. Like, it's bad. And I use Bailey's almost every day, so I'm getting drunk.
Use like half and half.
Yeah. Honestly, it's not coffee when I drink it. Like the one she just brought up here before, it had Bailey's and everything in it, and like it's just me getting lit, pretty much. I mean, that's all it is.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's so good though. Like
delicious.
And the other one I get, the rum chata. Ooh.
Oh, I like rum chata.
I'll just pour that in my mouth.
I like rum chata.
I drink that almost every day too. It's bad.
That's like pure sugar.
Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible for you. I have it at least once a day though.
There's like cinnamon in it.
I don't overdo it, but Bailey's is my shit. But like,
I like rum chata.
Rum chata is. I have a huge bottle of it downstairs.
Yeah.
I go through that like, oh my god, that's my Sunday treat.
Because it's like you're drinking dessert, but you're also getting fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, it does fuck my stomach up. I'm not gonna lie, but it's so worth the fucking diarrhea. I mean, really. And it's like, it smells good when it comes out. It's like cinnamon. It doesn't even smell like shit anymore.
Your shit smells like a big red gum.
Like
a stick of big red gum. It's like Fireball.
I didn't think about big red.
It comes in as rum chata and
Fireball.
It comes out as Fireball.
When you throw up Fireball, it does. It fucking burns.
It
Holy
burns.
shit.
It burns. Yeah.
Oh, that shit can't be healthy. That's like kerosene or something, dude.
I love Fireball.
No, I love it going down. When I throw it up, it's not. That shit gets you wrecked.
You bitch! I just swallow it again.
Oh god, bro! Fireball. I have so many bad stories on Fireball. Like that shit used to get me wrecked. Like,
Fireball's one of my favorites. That was
always my shots for when I first started getting fucked up. I drink Fireball.
It's always Fireball and Jaeger.
Yeah, Jaeger's. Oh man.
We had a lot of that over there. When we go on the boat, though, we're usually a Casa Azul. So
that's good.
Yeah, we usually do that.
Have you tried the Rocks tequila yet, or no?
No, I'm not.
I want to try that too.
No. Who was it that sold? Somebody sold their alcohol company. They're like a celebrity.
The actor.
Yeah.
The guy with the gray hair.
Yeah, I forget who it is. He just sold.
He owned a company too.
Oh yeah,
the actor did. He owned whatever. It wasn't all his though.
Oh, it wasn't all his.
No, he only owned like a shareholder. There's a Jorge Masvidal. He has a company too now.
That's the new thing. Is that
why is that? Is it Conor McGregor song?
Fucking no, not Conor McGregor. P Diddy.
Fucking Ciroc. I love Ciroc.
P Diddy was the first.
Jay-Z had one too, I think.
They just never got popular.
Ciroc is fucking banging.
Yeah. I love all the.
I love Ciroc.
Like when I go to Vegas,
Peach.
Peach, fire. That's the best one.
Oh,
we always get a magnum of just regular vodka, and then because you get two, and then the Ciroc.
Bro, I can literally drink that out of the bottle. It's so good.
Just on ice.
On ice, that's all you need.
On ice.
I got my mom addicted to that shit. She's like, can you bring me Ciroc? I'm like, Mom, you can't be drinking that every weekend.
Ciroc peaches.
He loves it. He was wrecked. Yeah,
I remember the first time that somebody ordered, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
I got so mad.
Who the fuck orders Ciroc? Like peaches? Like, what is this?
I was the same way, bro. I was so salty about it.
And then I tried, like, damn, this shit's good.
I know. I didn't even admit it either. I went and bought it, though. I had my own bar line with it. But the other flavors aren't good, though.
No, they have, like, they're okay. But the peaches is, like, miles ahead of all.
Yeah, the other ones are just, like, I'd rather have, what's the other flavor of vodka that's good? The popular one.
Grey Goose?
No, I hate fucking. It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
I don't like it either.
Whatever. It was other company that has better flavoring. I forgot the name of it right now.
Three Olives?
No, that's the worst one, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking about ones that are.
That was the one I was thinking of that sucks. Because everyone thinks that one's good. I'll remember in a little while. But yes, the peaches, though, fire.
Mm-hmm. That's the best one.
Yeah, it's good. Conor McGregor's shit sucks, too. You ever have his?
I'm not he has what kind of whiskey? I'm not a whiskey, bourbon. I don't drink any of that.
I don't like bourbon, but whiskey I love. But
whiskey, bourbon, just scotch, none of my...
He literally only sells it because he's Conor McGregor. That shit ain't good.
Why not?
It's not... No, I'm saying the only reason there's no way whiskey drinkers can say that's good. Like Jack Daniels, all these other ones below
in other words, people just buy it because he promotes it.
I think their placebo's so fucked from sucking Conor McGregor off watching him that they're like, I love it. Like they're just like, you know what I mean? Like they're like,
it could be the worst.
It could be the worst, but they just think it's like his jizz in a fucking glass. It's like it's disturbing when we read some of the reviews. They're like, it's the fucking best. I'm like,
and it's horrible.
Like real whiskey drinkers that watch reviews on whiskey channels, but like it's terrible. It's the worst one they ever had in their life.
This is not a question, but I think this was interesting. When you open up your YouTube, and you know how you have suggested things, What are other than bodybuilding?
Oh, mine's fucking weird.
What are the things that show up on yours?
Mine's fucking weird. There's a lot of computer shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of computer stuff
tech
shit, cigars and alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, I like cigars.
Definitely
alcohol. Lots of alcohol. Mm-hmm. I like reading reviews about alcohol and trying them out. I don't drink like a fucking machine, but I like to try different alcohol, like different blends, whatever, flavors, whatever. I don't know why. It's just the thing I have. Just tasting stuff. And food. Food's pretty big.
Yeah.
Nothing else. I mean, cars used to be popular, but cars suck now. Like cars aren't like exciting anymore to me. But
that's what
bodybuilding really isn't that big. Like it's just like the couple people I watch. And that's it.
While we're talking right now, I'm going
food. I would say food is probably number 1 or 2. I like cooking stuff, like and seeing stuff. And then I think tech's probably number 2. Bodybuilding's not that big, actually. I really don't watch. You know what's pretty big, too, though? Entrepreneur stuff. I watch a lot of that cheesy shit.
Really?
Yeah, because honestly, I get a lot of good ideas for marketing from it. Like marketing. Like things that they do in other businesses that I can apply to my sub shit.
I started looking at stuff like that.
I get a lot of good apps to use for stuff, for tracking stuff, like different sales to offer, shit like that. Just basic and like stuff for the website and stuff.
I just hired a marketing team to.
I have someone that's really good. If you don't like your guy, like Tony,
I'm gonna give him a try.
He's actually from Miami too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've known this guy for quite some time already, and he does
he does ClickFunnels, like he's a master at ClickFunnels.
Yeah. This guy, it's the same stuff.
Same shit, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Same stuff. Yeah, because I'm not very educated on, like, I could figure out how to do Facebook ads and stuff. Yeah, but
my guy's a genius at those too, and I was terrible at them, and now I'm actually getting traffic finally.
Yeah, no, they did
spending so much on ads, dude.
Really? He did a test.
For me, it was a lot of money.
We don't have any stock right now, so all he wanted to do was like a test. And with the little itty bitty stock that we had, we converted 200 to close to 2,000.
Wow.
Yeah, which was really good. And again, that was like with no stock.
Yeah.
So he's like, that's a good gauge.
Yeah, they know how to like scan your customers and get information out of it and then make ads from that. And I wasn't doing that. I was just like running ads.
You're just running an ad.
I was like, I'll turn it on for this much a day, 100 a day for 30 days and let it roll. I would turn like 10 of those on. I'm like, oh, I'm going to kill it.
Well, what they know how to is to take the pool and really make that pool smaller so that ad is in front of somebody that has a higher probability.
That actually is going to buy my shit, not like a 90-year-old man.
Exactly. Put it in front of the people that are actually.
All my comments on my ads were like, "Why is this on my fucking page?" And I'm like, "What am I doing wrong?" And I was like, "That's why I had to find someone." I'm like, "I'm not doing this right," And I started researching people, and then I met him through somebody very important, so that's why the only reason I trusted him. But I'll tell you his name off the camera, but it's actually his guy. So when I did the first couple of ads, I was like, I couldn't believe how many clicks we're getting. My traffic on my website was going nuts. Mm-hmm. And like for me, I was like, this is fucking like, it wasn't crazy numbers for like a real business, but like, I'm getting excited,
Of course.
But we went up like 35%. Just from him doing it the right way the first month. And I was like, okay, something's.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, if you have somebody like, let's say you're spending, even if you're breaking even with your advertisement, you're getting that traffic there, and you're getting people to see new eyes to see that whatever you're selling.
That's what it's all about.
So even
retention,
exactly. Even if you're breaking even, but I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do now when we're fully back in stock again.
If he knows what he's doing, dude, it's going to make a big difference.
And that's what he said. He goes, if we did well off of that, he goes, wait until.
Make sure he's doing retargeting ads, and the retargeting ad does the email follow-ups.
Oh, 100. He has all that set up.
All right, good. So that's like, bro. It's I didn't think that annoying shit would actually close sales because I get annoyed at it, but it fucking it follows people around.
Well, yeah, and the statistics you follow your statistics that you have on the the analytics part of Shopify or whatever platform that you're using, and you could see how many people revisited after the fact. Especially if you send them a coupon.
Yeah.
After that.
Because it'll be like, oh, you abandoned the abandoned cart thing. The abandoned cart thing is huge too.
You left this in your car. Come. Bro. Here's a 10%, 15% off coupon.
Yeah, and then like, here's 50%, and then it's like it's free. And then it's
like, that's what what's this a clothing company Fashion Nova does.
Fashion Nova harasses you.
Fashion Nova, they are great at marketing. Like they are phenomenal at marketing.
I buy a lot of Lululemon too, and they fucking destroy me.
Yeah,
it's like only stuff I fit in most of the time. Now I can fit into my cart.
I'm gonna start adding shit in my cart and just seeing how low they can go.
Honestly, I learned from getting fucking. I was like, what is this software that does this? And I was like, why don't I have this? Mm-hmm. And that's the only reason I got it is because it was annoying me, and it would get me all the fucking time.
Because a sale is a sale. Even if you're making $10, Those are 10.
You don't have to have
$10.
an advertised sale. You can do sales discreetly, and I didn't know that. I'm like so dumb with it when I first started this, and then I was like, "Holy shit! I can throw sales, and no one will even know." Like, I don't have to advertise it to everybody.
No,
give that kind of
which is
sale.
great.
Yeah, and then you can just track the coupon codes and see who's buying. It's like there's so much level. There's so many levels to it, though. It's interesting.
I remember after this last show, I got to go to that celebration dinner. I don't know if I mentioned it here. Probably mentioned it to my dad with Hunter Labrada, and Lee told me how much they were spending on advertisements in magazines.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
Okay, so we were talking about.
You told me you talked to him though, and went to dinner with them.
We were talking about business and stuff, and advertisement. Advertisement, how it's changed over time, and that now it's direct to consumer is the best way to do it, and they changed their platform now to direct to consumer versus having all these supplement stores carrying their stuff.
It doesn't do anything.
And he mentioned, I asked him, I'm like, your advertising dollars back in the day before the internet, you could track them, because in a magazine, if you
spend X amount,
he was spending almost like, I think he said like $15,000 to $20,000 on
one ad
on one ad for a magazine, and then you don't have any data to see if you're getting anything in return.
You have no idea.
Nothing.
It was the dumbest thing ever.
But that was the only way to.
No, I know. It was the only thing. Yeah, it was the only thing.
Relevant. Because if you weren't in the magazine, you were nobody.
I remember when I was with Muscle Meds, because this is where I learned about all that back then. Because Gerard Dente, God bless him, he's my good friend still. Owns MHP and Muscle Meds, and I remember when I got there, I was like, the only thing I really wanted out of this contract when I first signed with him, I had no money, obviously. I just want a cover. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, get me a cover. He's like, we got to earn it. I'm like, I'll turn pro. Get me a fucking cover, bro. He's like, no problem. You turn pro, I'll get you a cover and a spread. And that's why I got my cover. And he's like, so after I got it done, I came back and he's like, here's your mag. He threw it to me. And I was like pumped. I was like lit up like a Christmas tree. He's like, you cost me $25K. And I was like, how? He's like, the spread and the cover. And I was like, fuck. I was like, why you just give me that? I was like, why could you give me a contract with $25K?
And the thing is like it
was crazy.
What's crazy is that they pay for their athlete to be on there, but then their athlete is the one that's going to be selling the content.
And mind you, they had a contract with Muscular Development anyway, and I was already sponsored by Muscular Development, and they're still paying. I had to pay out of pocket for the spread and for the cover.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to do at the time when bodybuilding.com was doing those nude photos.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to do that with Muscle Tech, because all the more normal, not hardcore companies were doing that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do one of those shoots. I thought they were really cool.
I loved it. Yeah,
and same thing, they charge bodybuilding.com, and they have a contract with Muscle Tech had a contract with them, and they're like, we have to see, because those are like $15,000 to $20,000 to do that shoot.
Fucking crazy.
I'm like,
bro.
yeah.
That's so crazy. And it wasn't even like, the photos were good. I think Per Banal might have shot some of them, maybe.
Yeah.
Did he? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when I used to work with Per for Muscular Development with him for shoots, and I remember when Steve Blackman went out to write him a check, I'm like, oh fuck, for a fucking photo shoot? I'm like, damn, but now they make nothing, those guys.
Yeah, because we just take photos ourselves.
It sucks though for them. It does, because their talent is fucked. They're not
you have a phone. And
they all have membership sites now. All those guys, they do some raunchy shit. Not some of them, but not all of them. Per Banal is obviously still getting paid probably, but it's so crazy how different it is though. But
still to this day, my favorite photographer to ever shoot with is Orich.
Yeah, Orich he's so much fun, dude. I love that guy. I love that guy.
Let's do a shoot, and I'm like, I just want to hang out.
I always did them with him. I did 4 with him.
He had the best stories with all these different bodybuilders and stuff, and then you get sick ass photos too.
He's just so easygoing too. He's not like the rest of them. And you shoot all day. You get lunch. You have a break.
He'll take you
some
to
more.
lunch.
Drive you around. Like it was. You got like treated like luxury too.
And he's always
and he paid you.
And he paid us. Yeah.
Like that was the best thing. I'm like, I'm getting paid. That was the time of my life when I had that. Honestly, and go down to Miami for the weekend, and then you get me a room. I would stay there forever, never go home. So much fun. Yeah, that was a good time. It's all fuck now though.
No, it's all. I have to probably next year. I'm going to do another shoot with him. I got to do a shoot last year with him.
I got to reach out. I haven't talked to him in a while now.
Oh,
I used to talk to him all the time.
He still goes to the shows and everything. I
always
see him around. Yeah, he still looks exactly the same.
You know, what's his name doesn't work for him anymore.
Yes, Eddie. What's his partner?
The older guy. He doesn't, because Ulrich doesn't have all the other stuff going on anymore, and had to let him go. And I saw him at the New York Pro last year. I talked to him.
I think his name. His dog.
The dog, yeah.
Yeah, with him. I forget his name.
They were like best friends too, dude.
Mm-hmm. He lives Ulrich now. He lives right next to Elevation where I used to train.
I used to go to his old place.
Building right there.
The
fucking sick ass dude. I remember.
I gotta tell you a story. I gotta tell you a story. What happened there one time? Oh my god, bro! I was too high and I got fucking wrecked and passed out there. He could not get me up. I was there for like 2 days and like
what?
I was mangled, like I mean mangled after the shoot, and I went there to get my check from him, and I just ended up. I don't remember what I blacked out. I don't remember anything. And I woke up the next morning. He's like, "You gotta leave." I was like, "Where am I?" And I got mangled before I went there to get the money, and it all hit me way too fast. I remember nothing. Like the whole night is a blur. I woke up on his couch, and I was like, "What the fuck?" He got so mad at me, dude.
Oh. I woke up at strange German's couch.
Bro, this dog was licking my face. It was literally something out of a movie that day. Oh my god! It was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I want to have you around, but you need to leave.
He's like, "You were going nuts." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" I was fully dressed. Didn't make it anywhere. My phone had like 30 missed calls. My friend.
He should have just dropped you off in front of the club.
He said I was mangled.
See ya.
I said I was walking around, just fucking doing weird shit.
I'm just a weirdo.
I was a weirdo then. Oh my god. All right.
Anyways, I gotta go eat.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere now. It's like 11:30. He's texting me like, "Where are you?" Fuck off.
Oh.
All right,
homie.
It's been fun.
I will see you next week.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
Later. I'll text you now.
See you later.
Later.